So the classical subluxation pattern we see with the cuboid is where the cuboid is rotated or everted due to excessive pulling action of the peroneus longus hooking around the cuboid. So the pattern of shift in the joint position rotates, so the plantar surface ends up going more lateral. So from a manual therapy perspective, what we're going to do is mobilise the cuboid back towards a neutral position. So it's literally going to create an inverting type of effect. Now there are two ways that we can tackle this. One is applying a dorsal force to the medial aspect of the cuboid, which then will invert the cuboid. Or we can work on it from the dorsal perspective and apply a plantar direction of force towards the lateral side of the cuboid, which again will rotate it into the inverted neutral position. So let's show you how that's done. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is make sure that we're actually isolating the cuboid. So the lateral hand, slide your thumb down to the styloid process. Once you find that, the cuboid is literally going to be sitting just proximal to that. So place the medial hand, thumb, right on the cuboid. Fingers then just wrap around the back of the heel to stabilise the hand. Now, lateral thumb, we just stabilise the lateral column, and what we're going to do is a slow rotation action and with a gentle push or a mobilising on the medial side of the cuboid to generate that inversion force. So it's just a pulsing action, taking the joint through to its end range or the paraphysiological limits and working the cuboid there. So that's a mobilisation. Now what we're going to do is actual manipulation. Same contact point on the medial side of the cuboid. This is commonly known as the black snake whip. It's a bit of an aggressive technique and there's a lot of moving parts, and I don't really like this one, but it's relatively well known. I think that if you're not experienced with manipulation, this one can be potentially hazardous. So the action is going to be, we're going to go into an arc, and at the bottom of the arc, that's where we're going to snap or apply that dorsal force to the cuboid. But it's done in a pretty quick manner. So swing around and then apply that force. Here we go. So this one we have really good control because we've got good stability around the foot, around the joint, and the application of force is very well controlled. Contact point is most important because what we need to do is to make sure that we are on the lateral aspect of the cuboid and our thumb is literally going to sit across the cuboid. So, finding the cuboid, sliding the thumb across. Now your whole hand just wraps around the cuboid to stabilize, wraps around the whole foot with the emphasis on the cuboid. The opposite hand is going to brace against the contact thumb, and then we're going to compress and extend on the cuboid to apply the manipulative force. So we're going to let the leg hang off the end of the table. You'll see hand position, opposite hand's going to wrap around. Now I'm actually going to recruit my legs to apply the compression and extension force. So we're going to literally compress and extend,